Oh, shit.
We have a potential 600 in progress for Hermosa Beach. Subject is 25 and appears to have shit his pants.
Get back here.
Sorry, I just had a purge. Hey. Okay, starting now. Hi. No. Hi, yeah. We keep it all in. Hey, man, welcome to Community Service Podcast. Today, I tell my tale of my ayahuasca journey with some shaman and some healers and some beautiful, beautiful souls. And it is the craziest experience I have ever had in my life that I've smoked heroin. Let me tell you. Watch out now. Anyways, back to business. We got to plug some dates and make some money so I can do another ayahuasca retreat. Tomorrow I will be, if you're listening to this the day it comes out, the date is January 25th, San Jose Improv. Then January 27th, Sacramento, a theater gig, The Crest, with my beautiful, hilarious homie, Steph Tolev. And then I have Pennsylvania, Pottstown, Oxford, Timonium, February 3rd, 4th, 5th, followed by Lexington, Kentucky, February 9th through 11th. Burbank, California, February 25th at Flappers. That'll be you get my whole hour in Los Angeles County. And then San Diego, February 16th. And lots more tour dates on my website. I also am based in Los Angeles. I get asked this all the time. I perform in Los Angeles 5, 6, 8 nights a week. A lot of that night. You know what I meant? Shows. I meant shows. 2 to 10 shows a week in Los Angeles. Always. I mainly promote those on my story because most of the time there's just too many of them to add to my website and keep posting. So remember that, because everyone asks, where you? I'm LA, baby. You can't tell where this hippie boy is from. And I just love you all. I appreciate you all. I see you. You slide into my DMs. You leave me beautiful comments. 90% of y'all, there's always a hater that slips in and goes, hey, fuck you. I am a good father. I was like, are you? Because I don't know who you are. And you sound real triggered. I told you to put down the drugs. I could be a good father on drugs, can you? You're lying to yourself. Because I don't know you, bro. Because that happened a few times when I told everyone to quit.
Yeah.
They said, fuck you, man. I could do it. I don't know who you are. Anyways, people. And also, if I hit your nerve that hard on the head, you could do better. Because if it wouldn't have hit you, if it didn't, if there was no truth in there. That's like people be like, you gay. And a homophobic person be like, no, I'm not. And a straight person be like, no, I'm not. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know those homophobic bastards. Usually a politician or a preacher speaking against homosexual behaviors. And like, okay, bro. Just go suck a dick and be happy. I love you all. Thank you so much. Tune in right now. What's up? Oh, that was loud, Craig. Namaste. I just did ayahuasca. Can you see my glow? I'm glowing. You should see my pussy, boy. Woo! Too much, Craig. I gotta be funny. You know what I'm saying? Look at all these notes I got. Look at that. I didn't do my homework. I hate homework. What? So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I did enough work at school. What you sending me home with this bullshit for? Why don't you teach me how to do my taxes and to grow food, you cocksuckers? It's all bullshit. Wake up. Ayahuasca. Hamana. Holy shit. First of all, there's not even words to describe what I went through, this experience, this ceremony. And also another thing, this is my interpretation of it, okay? All right, guys? I'm going to butcher some stuff. I'm going to say a lot of wrong stuff. But I know what's in my heart and the meaning behind it, And if I say bugged out, it probably means connection to God. But bugged out is funny, and I've been bugged out on meth, and it's more funny than connected to God, And I'll try to remember everything. It was so much. There was so much hilarious moments too. I really am just this character, man. First of all, this is a plant medicine. I want that. I was a drug addict for years, and I've done every drug on this earth pretty much. Minus fentanyl came out way later, you know. I'm glad. Whew, dodged that one. Thank you, God. Thank you, Mother Ayahuasca. Whew. Rest easy to all who were taken out by that sad sucker. Anyways, don't go there, Craig. Namaste. And it's just this plant medicine, which is a vine, which is legal, but then if you cook it into a syrup and drink it, it then becomes illegal, which is like, okay, but your little opium pills for the niños are completely legal. I see you out there. I see that evil. Big karma. So wake up, niños, wake up. And it's just funny because they send you this long email of what to do to prepare for it. And I did read some of it, you know. It was a long email. I ain't going to read it all, bro. Cliff notes, man. Look who's coming to dinner. Look who's coming. You think I'm going to read that 3-page email? And it just had all this stuff you're supposed to do to clean your system out, because it is a purging. It is a purging of demons, of evil, of toxicity in our city. No, but give it up for System of a Down. I have ADHD. Can you tell? Har. I'm not even on that much coffee. I can't even drink the normal amount of coffee because I'm all sensitive right now. I'm in tune. Jesus Christos. You know what I'm saying? I've been rubbing crystals on my wee, healing real good. Healing real nice. Thank you, God. And, oh no, where'd I go? I lost it. Get back in there, Craig. Stay in the pocket. What was I talking about?
The email.
The email. Okay. So you're not supposed to eat pork, red meat. You can't be on certain medications because the medicine, the plant-based medicine, the holistic medicine made by God and his shaman disciples, I'll get to that later. I can't even talk about them. The healing they did to me will make me fucking cry. It was fucking nuts doing God's work in that room. And so you got to clean. You got to eat clean and be clean and drink less caffeine. I didn't listen to that part. You know, I need something. I just quit weed. When am I not going to have Lee's Vietnamese coffee and have heart palpitations? I need it. I need my heart palpitations. Thank you, Jesus. And what a weirdo, thanking Jesus for heart palpitations. Anyways, so you eat clean, you drink water, you're supposed to drink teas. I didn't listen. You know. So I did eat clean though. I only ate chicken, fish, and turkey, and lots of vegetables, organic as much as I could, fruits, veggies. I gave up pork. You don't realize how much bacon you eat. 2 weeks? I wasn't going to old Fanny's breakfast burritos. Soy riso, bleh. And besides, soy is genetically modified anyways. I see you, devil. Evil, whatever you want to call you. You stinker. Get your hemoglobin out of here. Hemoglobin? I'm a hemophiliac. What does that even mean, Craig? You know what I mean? Get your, everything's GMO this. Anyways, stay in the source. I can't wake so good. Did you see that? I had a stroke. I didn't have a stroke. My aunt did. I'm sorry, Auntie. I didn't mean it. I didn't name you, though. She's mad at me because I was trying to be funny on Instagram, and I said she had a big old dick. And I was like, oh, man, I was just searching for the punchline. My bad. I apologize. I didn't mean it. Clearly, it was a joke. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that's why you're mad at me. I'm just kidding. You can't say that, Craig. Also, it's like you're offended over that. We say puffy pussy like every 4 minutes in my family. At family dinner. Thanksgiving. Ooh, look at that puffy pussy, you know? My mama says that. My aunt says that. It's like, okay, you're very selective with your what happened there, Craig? What you're offended by, you know? Anyways, namaste. Peace and love. I forgive you for being mad at me. I apologize. I'm making amends. I've been reaching out to people. Hey, I'm sorry. Oh, it's scary. Don't be mad at me. I was abused. Hurt people. You heard what Kanye said. I mean, minus the Hitler stuff. Don't pay no attention to that. He says a couple truth juices every now and again. Actually, a lot of truth juices, but then he had to go and ruin it. You're like, you got to go talking about Hitler was a good man, putting a stain on your name, boy. Come on, man. You were speaking lots of truths. Now people dismiss you completely. Anyways, we're all over the place. I've been drinking coffee. That's only my second cup and I haven't even finished it yet. I'm too sensitive. It cleans you out. You purge. Okay, let's get to this. Let's do the whole process. Man, this shit was funny. Oh, boy. So first of all, they give you a window to get there. And I leave thinking I'm going to get there 45 minutes early. But this is like past Los Angeles, like, you know, in the boonies. It's in California. This particular one was, they have to change locations because the feds be watching, you know. What you watching us for? We're healing. We're doing God's work. Why don't you go watch the cartel in Northern California stealing the farmers' water and disappearing people? You ain't watching them. You're watching the shaman healing. You fucking cocksuckers. And that's okay if you're into that. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know. And so I'm going to keep anonymity too and not name anybody and anything. So you keep me on track because, you know, sometimes it slips out.
Gotcha.
I've been naming people. I'm like, whoopsie-daisies. My bad. Hope you wanted that information out in the world forever. Anyways, so so much traffic. Whoosh, what a shocker. But I cut to me supposed to be getting there 45 minutes early to me getting there right on time. You know, it's quite the event. I put it off for 10 years. I've known about it for some time, but I've been scared of it because of my sobriety and because I know what I don't know, but I know what it entails. You pretty much go to war with demons or behaviors and patterns that no longer serve you. Once again, this is my interpretation. I like to say demons. And once you purge and yak up a couple, you be like, oh, he's right. You know, also to some of the explanations when the shaman was giving it to me, you know, I'm a hippie and I believe in a lot of stuff, but also, you know, I'm like, yeah, right. You know, bullshit. And then it happens and you're like, oh, you were right. You were right. They don't call it throwing up or vomiting. They call it purging. And if you've done the dance, you'll be like, because I went like, okay, hippie, as a hippie. That was the ego, the judgment, you know? And then it happened. I was like, no, you're right. That was a purging. That was a purging of the soul. And it's weird because he says like it's going to be beautiful and you'll feel a release and you'll feel light. And then exactly that, you're just tripping balls. You're connected to source of light, Mother Ayahuasca, whatever the fuck you want to call it. No cussing, Craig. We're connected to God now. And and I've never purged, the correct term, but I've never vomited and said thank you afterwards. You know what I mean? Like nobody does that. You know how many times I woke up in a puddle of my own vomit because of too much whiskey, because I know how to live. What you gonna drink? One little nip. Again, ooh, that sounded bad. You know what I mean? Nightcap. What's it called? It used to be called nip, right? Oh boy.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm scared. You know. I'm talking about whiskey. And yeah, who's gonna drink a nightcap? Give me the bottle. Give me the bottle. Therein lies the problem. That's why I'm there. And I've yacked so many times through food poisoning, through Trader Joe's, eating spoiled food, stealing people's lunches that I'm not supposed to. I'm no saint, you know. Why do you think I'm there? I'm there to heal from my sins. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I stole your lunch, Garrett. My bad. If it's any consolation, it was spoiled and I threw up. Instant karma's gonna get you. The great John Lennon taught me. I didn't listen. I listened after, you know. But that's not this. So you get there. Everybody's nervous. Everybody knows, you know, not everybody. There was a few new timers. Nana scarf. And scarf, it's a bandana. And so he's given the exclamation. The shaman. Oh yeah. So there's two shaman over here And for lack of better words, these are the double OGs. These are and then there's a triple OG native in the corner that don't say much. I'll get to him later. What the fuck are you, sir? Oh my God. And then there's other people that are helpers. So there's like 3 helpers that have done it a bunch, and they're kind of guides. And so the double OG shaman, the music man, there's lots of musicians in the room, and they're just playing these sweet, beautiful musics. And I'm just tripping out. I'm like, I'm astral projecting, talking to God and consciousness, and y'all motherfuckers are strumming a guitar, and you're on tune. You're singing these beautiful songs. I think I heard one missed chord. I went, somebody's human, you know? They were just playing these beautiful, intricate songs while tripping. And I'm just like, oh my God. And it's also funny they would stop for like 3 seconds, but you're in the war zone, fucking judo chopping demons going, Hata! And so when it stops, you go, hey man, where'd you go? You were my lightsaber. You were my Jedi. I was holding on, but then they come right back. And it is a ceremony. This is not a drug. This is a medicine. It is a healing thing. I have seen somebody brought into this world, and I've seen somebody leave this world, and I've smoked heroin and speed, possibly the same night. I like to go up and down. And that is 2% of what this was. I can't even explain it. I'll get to the other stuff later because I'll start crying because of what it did to me. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So for those of you that don't know what ayahuasca is, it's a plant vine cooked down into like a syrup medicine, and you drink it. And I didn't even know what it was till you explained it to me. So it's the chemical release when you die and when you dream. And then scientists have extracted it and made DMT, which I believe is a synthetic version of it. But you go there for 15 minutes. And you explained this to me, and they did as well. What this medicine is it keeps you there for 8 hours. Did you hear what I said? I'm talking to God and demons and fighting off the devil for 8 fucking hours, bro. And my friend that recommended me this, God bless her soul, I keep her anonymous. I don't know. She probably don't give a shit. But she said, do it. It helped heal me. And you could tell because she had been through some shit, you know. It's like crazy shit. Like you think your trauma's bad, and then you hear others, you're like, okay, my bad. Woo-hoo. You know, I got 2 to 10, they got 500. You're like, okay, watch out now. Not that I'm judging, I'm just saying everybody's been through some shit, or most everybody. And if you haven't, you're a pussy. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. These are jokes. And so she said, just go there. Just do it. Do it. Because they ask you 1 to 10. What do you want? You want 1 ounce to 10 ounce. And she said, just go there. So I go to the shaman. He's like, what would you like? I said, 10. And he's like, it's your first time. And I said, 9. And then he's like, how about a 7? And I was like, I've done a lot of drugs, you know? He's like, this isn't that. And I didn't understand. I was like, I've eaten a quarter of mushrooms. I've smoked meth before. I put a little in my tooth hole. Hits it real nice. And then he's like, this is nothing like that world. And then he said, if you take a 10, it may be too overwhelming and you may not retain what happens to you. And I was like, all right, 7. And then you write down intentions, what you want to heal, what you want out of this experience. And you pray and you say, you know, and they do the little whispering. And it's, at first you're like, okay, buddy. And then later I'm doing it with him. I was like, I love you. You're an angel. He said, you are too. And they are. These people are so brave. They're so fucking brave. This room, these people, you have no idea. This is lawyers, judges, teachers, acupuncturists. These people have had, I can't even say it, they have had unspeakable things done to them. And you would never even know because they're there to heal and they've been healing and they're on their healing journey. And you're like, you did what now? What happened? You know, you're like, I'd be robbing banks if I were you. Having a good time, taking it out on the world. And these people are angels. They're absolute saints because what they're doing is illegal. And then in my head, I'm like, why are you doing this? You have a family. You're a man of business in the normal world. And then once you experience it, you're like, oh, you're doing it because you're saving souls and you're spreading truth. And I can't talk about it too much because I'll start crying. We'll get to that later. But that's what these people are. They're fucking angels. Absolutely 100%. Just healing people. Real healing. None of that head med bullshit. Putting a Band-Aid on a motherfucking machete wound, you know? You're going to bleed out. Maybe 20 years later, I see what that shit did to my friends. How many friends I've lost to that, you know. Listen to the side effects. If the side effects is suicide, don't take it. Wake up. This little plant medicine may have made one person go schizo one time. And they highlight that. I'm like, well, what's the statistics on all that big pharma? Huh? What are those stats? I know 3 or 4 friends that have taken their lives because of those pills. I'm sure they're helping lots of people, but you see it. You see it in their eyes. They're not truly happy. They're numb. They're numbing their pain. They're not dealing with it. This is shaman shit. You get to the root. You pull it out by the root. You get to the core. It's fucking insane. Hang on. Stay in the pocket. We'll get to that real shit later. And so stick to the funny. This is the funny business. And then we'll have a good cry. And namaste. And first of all, I did everything wrong. I did everything wrong. They say bring a back jack, and it's just it's a pillow and a pillow, but it has support so you don't just fall. So I brought 2 pillows. The back jack was $100, you know. Also, they offer this medicine for completely affordable prices, and after it's all said and done, room and board, food and medicine, and 6 healers. You know what I mean? Personalized messages to your subconscious when you're astral projecting to heal you and to go on and spread your truth and your light. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's insane. I like a good deal. But buy the fucking back jack. Don't do. So I brought a lawn chair, and the guy was like, and it wasn't even my lawn chair. It was a rusty lawn chair I found in the street. It's a sports chalet. It's out of business. We'll take a picture of it. Insert here. It's sports chalet. Frickin' lawn chair. And then the shaman looked at me and looked at the lawn chair. He's like, you got anything else? I was like, I got 2 pillows and a yoga mat. He's like, go get that. And so now this is night 1. It's 2 nights of this. This is 2 nights. But now the shaman talks me down from a 10 to a 7, and I'm over here like, and he's like, what are you here for? I was like, oh, standard stuff, childhood trauma, self-love, wanting to stop a repeated pattern. And he just laughs. He goes, standard stuff. He's like, it's not standard, man. And then he's like, what you're supposed to be specific, And then I didn't get that the first night. So it's like general healing. And then I whispered to Mother Ayahuasca, I was like, do what you gotta do. I say it in my act, and I like that mentality. Like, do it. I'm tired of waiting. You threaten me? Do it. Fucking do it. And so I say that to Mother Ayahuasca after I asked for a 10, and he's talked me down to a 7. And then I'm halfway through the medicine, and I'm going, hey, I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry. Did I say do what you gotta do? Namaste, please. Please, dear God, take it easy. It's so funny. Do what you got to do to like, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Take it easy. And then I went from asking for a 10 because there's 3 doses of medicine each night. So you get 3 rounds of this shit. And then I went from a 10 and I crawled back up after. I didn't even know you could say, they said, I fell asleep during the explanation. Did I say that part?
No.
I forgot that part because I was tired. I drove a long way, and to reduce caffeine. I didn't drink. I drank it in the morning, but not, And so I fell asleep during the explanation, and then I woke up when they banged the gong and it's time. I was like, okay, here we go. So I didn't even know you could bypass the second shot, because there's 3 shots. So I go from 10, and he talks me down to a 7, and then I crawl back. I'm like, let me get a 2. Give me a 2. I wanted to say 1, be like, stop being a bitch. You get at least a 2. And then he said, if that's not strong enough, you could come back for more. And I said, that's fine. That's fine, sir. That is good day, sir. I'll see you later. Because there's a third shot. And then he was right, though, because the 2 was a little weak, especially after the 7. You know. And then I was like, all right, I did a 7. Then I did a 2. And I asked him, I was like, what do you think? I was like, 7. He's like, why don't you stay right in the middle? Do a 5. But then I'm a junkie. I was like, give me a 6. Let me get a 6.
How far apart are these spaced out?
It felt like 9 years.
Yeah, I guess that's hard. That's
but
a hard question.
I'm going to guess 2 to 3 hours.
Because the whole 3-shot process took
8 hours.
Okay.
8 to 9 hours.
All right.
Roughly 3 hours, I would say. About a 9-hour trip. And the man who inspired me to do this, many people, of course, shaman people, native people of Peru and Mexico, but then Ron White, who was a raging out, and he talks about it publicly. I'm not putting him on blast. Check out his story on Rogan and Segura. And he talks about wanting to get sober, and he was a raging alcoholic for like 40, 50 years. He's been to rehab in and out, spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on rehab, and nothing would take. So he wanted to heal, and he went and did it in Peru or Costa Rica, I believe. There's lots of places it's becoming trendier now. Sadly, you got to leave the country to go get plant medicine that heals your soul and saves you. And like real healing is, I cannot stress that enough. And then, where am I at? So I go back for the 2. And then that was that's what I was getting to. And then Ron White said, what made me comfortable with it, because I'm scared. You know, who's not scared? You astral project for 8 hours? It's scary. This is the drug that's released when you die and when you dream. And Ron said, but it's just a medicine and like a light switch. When it's over, it's over. You just go, you like raise up like Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber, you know. Oh. Great movie. And you just come back and you're like, oh shit, it's gone. All right, let's go get a little more. And then I do a 6. And night 1, it's hard to remember. I was trying to control it. That's the problem. You're supposed to let go, let God. Rich Pryor used to say that. I say it. I don't know who originated it, but just let go, release, surrender. They say it in the program. Just let go, let God, baby. And then night 1, I'm scared, you know. So you're trying to control it. You're just like, no, man, you know, I don't want to astral project. You go to space, you see sacred geometry. Lots of sacred geometry. The first night, there wasn't so much colors. The second night, we'll stay on course. We'll stay on the funny stuff because I'm gonna break down and cry later. Yeah, brought a lawn chair, check. Oh, and then you're supposed to wear light colors because, you know, dark, scary, you know. And if you're in that world, you want light. And so I bring black hoodie, black sweats, and he's like, you know, he's like, he didn't read the email, huh, kid? And then this nice shaman gives me 2 white flannels to put on because you want to be warm, you want to be cozy. You go in and out of hot, cold, shakes, yawning, purging, crying, and then like bring a flashlight. And I have flashlights. I've never been so happy in my life. I was like, I'll bring 6. I got flashlight. I could bring 12. This is a 2-bedroom house. I live alone. The fuck you need 12 flashlights, bro? I'm afraid of the dark. The boogeyman. Bobo Yaga. And cut to, you wanted a soft light. This is a dark room, candlelit room. You want the equivalent of candlelight. I'm bringing 20,000 lumens. Freaking giant flashlights from Costco that are light up the night sky. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, that's not going to work. And I'm like, oh, man, I need to read these emails, huh? Oh. My bad. I'm here to repent. Oh my God. So you go to the shaman, you get the medicine, and then you go to this other sweet lady. So there's 3 shamans up there, and she blesses you. She's this kind, sweet soul. I don't know if it's holy water or rose water, but it's just nice, pleasant, lovely stuff. And she gives you a little blessing, you know. And it's not any denomination or religion. Those Muslims, Christians, Jews, all of the above, Judaism and Hinduism, every Armenians to white boys to black to every Mexican, all of it. It was an eclectic bunch of people just seeking light and healing and love. And then she blesses it. If I'm nervous, you know, I'm just holding my cup. She's like, give it to me. And I go like this, you know, but I put it like right in her nose and she's just laughing. She's like, oh, you're fun. And I was like, I'm sorry. I forgot too, the other shaman, when I go back for the second round, I was like, that was fucking crazy, dog. You know, but he's like, shh. I'm fucking hooting and hollering. People astral projecting. I'm like, that was fucking crazy, dog. And he's just laughing. He's like, oh, this fucking hippie. This weirdo. I was a weirdo amongst weirdos. You know what I mean? You know how weird you got to be to stick out at the ayahuasca ceremony? How weird you... Whew. Bring a fucking lawn chair, rusty lawn chair. $2 $3 pillows I got at 90% off. They're like, you may want to get a tent. Went to Dick's Sporting Goods, used my coupon, got $20 off that. They're like, bring some slippers. Went to Kohl's, did an Amazon return, had a $5 cash, found slippers for $6, $1.50. I'm bragging about all these cheap deals I got. They're like, will you just shut up and heal, you hippie? I'm just kidding. Oh, and then I said namaste to him. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. They're saying aho or aha. Not aha, aho. I don't know. I believe it's native. They said amen. But nobody said namaste. Nobody said namaste, no motherfuckers. I mean it with love, you know. They didn't know me yet. They're like, oh, motherfuckers is a term of endearment with him. Unless they're in the Illuminati, then fuck you, motherfuckers. I see you're evil. What? No. Stay in the pocket. I almost spilled the medicine. I almost spilled it. I went, oh, God. It's expensive, sacred stuff, you know? And, and then the first shot, you're supposed to take as a group and, you know, say a prayer, ceremony. And then I just get to my seat and go, gump, you know, and then I rinse it out a few times. So I'm a drug addict. I know better. You get it out. Papa didn't raise no bitch. You turn the flask up, every last drop. And I just sat in my little pillow seat that's not good enough. It wasn't working. Everyone else is sitting upright. It's better for the purging and the visuals and the whole entire process. And I'm laying on this. It's a pillow on the wood floor. I'm laying down like this. Everyone's sitting all upright, yoga style, and I'm just laid out with my neck up. Also, too, uncomfortable positions. Never felt so comfortable in all your life. I was laying on the wood, just rubbing my head. I was like, this is the softest pine I've ever felt. Ooh, I said ever felt. I was like, is that a knot? You just rub your little head on it. You're like, ooh, that's a knot. Namaste, Mr. Wood. I love you, Woody. I'm Woody. Howdy. Oh, and then so my flashlight didn't work. And so they gave me a flashlight. But I was like later in the line. I was almost second to last. And so they have these little, you know, like kind of like a bookmark light, you know, a soft light. But I'm last and they share everything. And, you know, when you share stuff, you don't always get it back. Because the guy said, like, make sure you give the flashlights back because this bag was full at one time and it keeps getting less and less and less. And then how's my shit looking? The vanity's coming out because
your hat's a little
it's crooked,
squished
right?
on top. Yeah.
Yeah, God damn it. Just kidding, God. Hang on, we'll get back to it. The podcast. Ayahuasca didn't teach me about vanity yet. I'll be back. Oh, hang on. Might have got the text. I'm expecting a text from a triple OG comedian I love and look up to. And the random number is free crispy rice spicy tuna with $20 purchase, valid for 48 hours. Yo, spammers, how'd you get in? How'd you get in? Anyways, don't let me forget where I was. Okay, let's readjust here. We'll just keep it all in. Who gives a shit? Namaste, baby. Okay, we back? We back?
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta look good for camera, man. What was it? Oh, so the flashlight. Back to the flashlight. So he gives me this little soft snake flashlight that's for reading, you know, but it's bendable, you know. And but I'm last, and the one I get is broken, and the batteries are taped in. And so he's explaining to me, but I'm kind of tripping, you know. He's like, you just got to press the batteries in. And he's like, oh, you'll figure it out. But now I say bugged out because it's funnier. But now I'm connected to God, source, consciousness, whatever you would like to call it. This is my interpretation. Remember that. So I'm tripping, astral projecting, trying to use the flashlight, take notes, and write down what's happening, you know, and remember all the funny moments. So I'm giggling at this time. I'm laughing at myself. And yeah, you try pushing in batteries and holding it on, clicking it on in the dark, writing something to remember while astral projecting and seeing sacred geometry. Okay? It was very difficult. I'm like, this is a snake, you know? What is this? Got shushed by the shaman, said that. Oh, homie next to me. It's also funny too. Not that I was really judging because I know we all were there. But the homie next to me, I purged a little bit, but he was purging. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he ate a lot of bacon. And he didn't listen. He didn't listen. So you're tripping, you're astral projecting, and you hear the guy projecting. I'm going like this, like, oh, man, you know. It's a tight circle. There's a lot of us in there. Must have been about 20 people healing. But it's a huge room. Huge room. It wasn't a small room.
Does everybody have a bucket or?
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that part. Everyone's given buckets, and there's helpers and healers walking all around, taking care of you in the most peaceful, blissful, loving way. Can't get into that yet. I'll start crying. It's crazy. Oh, the whole time I was thinking, there's 2 days of this, you know. After the 7, I was like, I'm going home after this. I'm going to get a hotel and go home. I can't take this anymore. And I was just kept thinking about a cheeseburger because I hadn't had a cheeseburger for 2 weeks. I love cheeseburgers. It's my favorite thing. Oh, In-N-Out, nom. And you just wanted a cheeseburger because you're starving. You're just so starving drinking this medicine. Yeah. And then, I just kept visualizing the cheeseburgers. I'm getting a cheeseburger. I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. I'm getting a cheeseburger. I can't do, I can't. And then cut to, still haven't gotten a cheeseburger because you don't want to poison your body because you know what it is, you know. You're like, oh, shit. Let me be clean for 3 days. No porn, no cheeseburgers. After that, I'll be whacking it. You can't stay connected to God for too long, you know. The devil's in the salt. I like salt. But just un poquito. Un poquito, por favor, señorita. You've heard my analogies. Alan Watts explained that, and I love that explanation. You need a little, salt's the devil. You need a little bit. Otherwise, it's bland. It's boring. You got to eat a cheeseburger once in a while. But no salt, oh, I said that already. No salt is boring. Too much salt, it's poisoned. It's sour. You're evil, you know? And I like something else Kanye said. It's hard to quote him now after the old Hitler comments, but, you know, he said a lot of truth juice too, minus that stuff. I'm just going to out there and say on the record, Hitler was not a good man. Very, very bad. Personification of evil, may one would say, him and Stalin and any leaders doing mass genocide. But he said, oh no, I lost it. Oh, it's okay to like use things, even use people. We are all tools and vessels of love. It's bad to misuse. It's bad to abuse. It's like, I love you. You're my friend, but I need to use you to help me for this podcast. use is different than misuse and abuse, because we get guilty over stuff we may not necessarily need to be guilty about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I needed to get my dick sucked. Thank you. Too far, Craig. Too far. Stay in the light. But you know, it's true. Some of this stuff is so true. It's just the misuse and abuse. That's where it gets evil. It's okay. You know, money is a tool. We need money. We use money. Capitalism with morals and not monopolies on entire life resources such as water, oil, so on and so forth. That is evil. That is the misuse. That is the abuse. These things are tools meant for us to use. They just get abused and misused and turn evil and go sour. This is a weird note to have. Did I say this part yet? I think so. Like, I've seen somebody born.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't. Insane. This note just said, because I was thinking, like, I couldn't believe I said to the shaman, I've eaten a quarter of mushrooms before. Like, I can handle it. And then he's like, this ain't that, homie. You know, it's different. And then halfway through the note I wrote, I went, holy shit, I can't believe I compared this to psilocybin mushroom, which is also, I believe, connection to God. Because in the note I wrote, you could fuck on shrooms. You should see, this is what now? Whew. They even say, don't have sex or don't search for love for at least like 5 days, because you're just you may attach to some, I love you, you know, and it's just because you're open chakras and whatnot. And yeah, just what a process. And just getting to the root of it and just teaching about self-love. Like, I think I finally love myself. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, hello, Craig. How about we go make out in the corner, Craig? I love you, bro. Be like, that's gay, homie. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just these weird thoughts that come to you, like, eggs are expensive now. Then get some chickens. It's true. Like, the solutions are so simple. That one TikTok thing, it's going viral right now. The guy said, what is something you learned? And then he said something, I think it was an actor in a movie too. It's not that simple. And then I think I butchered it. What was the biggest lie you were taught? It's not that simple. Because boiled down, most of our problems is that simple. It's what you could just see it. Like, I heard somebody fall and I was in the pocket, and you're just laughing, you know, because everyone's tripping. Somebody fell, tripping, you know. And it's just weird how something so simple, it's like you fall down and you're on that beautiful medicine. You're like, just get back up, homie. And I know it's simple and like a child could tell you that, but it's true. It's just like a metaphor. It's like, it's all right. Your business failed, your marriage, get back up. Get back up, homie. And just like all these troubles of our world, and it's like we could grow our own food. We could have little chickens. We could be kind to one another. We could stop giving water to corporations and start making it non-profit and for humanity. We can maybe stop funding wars halfway across the world and clean up Skid Row or get rid of cartel in Humboldt County. I just saw a Vice on that. Couldn't believe it. They called the sheriffs. They're like, we ain't going there. There's two of us. What do you want us to do? That's the cartel. They'll kill us. We have families. You're just like, where are all the cowboys? Where are all the Navy SEALs? Hey, Texan cowboys, why don't you come to Hollywood and downtown LA and clean it up real quick, and then you could go on back. We keep going there. It's crazy. I say crazy stuff, but it's true. You just see this evil coming, man. It's crazy. And so this is out in the boonies, connected to nature, you know. And it's also funny during the explanation. They're like, we have been having some septic tank issues recently. So, you know, Here's some trash cans for toilet paper. Don't flush right now. I've been to Mexico 49 times to visit my family. I'm used to that. Everyone thinks it's stinky. It doesn't even stink. I don't know how or why, but it doesn't. You're like, there's poop on that napkin. Why doesn't it smell like poop in here? But I also just found that funny. We're over here purging, pooping, and puking, and they're like, we're having some plumbing issues. And I'm like, this is bad timing. So when I meet the host, he tells us, because there's a host too, and they're mainly the facilitators. They're not in the room. They're downstairs in case, anything goes awry. They're there. And then once arriving to the house, he tells you to sit down when you pee. And at that time, I'm like, what? And then when you're tripping, you're like, oh, I see. And it's dark, and you don't want light. You don't want technology. They take your phones. I'm like, I already know. I've eaten mushrooms before. Mine's off downstairs. You don't even want your car keys with you. You want nothing. There was a speaker on before we started the ceremony, and everyone was like, hey, turn that off. We can't. You want no light. Small lights, flashlights, soft ones. And so it's funny, just like he says, sit down when you pee. And I'm like, yeah, right. And then you're tripping. And you're like, oh, I sit down. And they have a bidet and a seat warmer. That Japanese shit, straight fire from the Lord. Why don't we have that everywhere? This is the best thing ever. Have you sat on a warm toilet seat when you're talking to God? And you have to tinkle. It is fantastic. You nestle up, and you're just like, oh. And I go pee-pee. And then I go poo-poo too. I purge some demons that way. And there's a bidet. So I'm tripping. Then I've used the bidet before. And this is a good one. This is a fancy one connected to warm water. And it heats it up so it's not just cold water going. Thank God. That other one I had at the old house, he said, yay. And so I hit the bidet, and I'm washing my booty, and I'm just sitting there, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. And I'm like, I must have sat there for 2 to 4 minutes. But when you're getting splashed in your booty hole and you're on ayahuasca, that felt like 14 hours, bro. And now I've handled the bidet before, but it's too long. I start giggling. I'm like, hey, man, like, chill out. Why are you spraying me? This is a long time. And then I realized there's an off switch. It's not automatic. And I was like, oh, my God. And I just start laughing. And I hit stop and stopped immediately. And I was like, oh, my God. I just sprayed my booty hole for 4 minutes on ayahuasca, just pondering to the universe. When's this going to stop? Why is my asshole so wet? Now my nuts are wet too. My booty hole was clean after that. I tell you what, boy. Who wants to eat my ass? It is ready. Just kidding. Not really in it. A little bit. Un poquito. That's just a little salt. A little licking, little pinky once in the blue moon. Full moon, you get a little extra freaky. If you into ass eating every day, find God. You sinner. Once in the blue moon. Lunar eclipse, eat some ass. Not every day, you sickos. You're going to get gingivitis. You're going to lose a tooth. And get rid of your root canals. 98% of women who have root canals get breast cancer on the same side of the root canal. Isn't that crazy? Oh, and then after it shuts off like a light switch, and then we're eating vegan soup that I would have made fun of, but at that time I was like never so happy to have some vegan soup out of the old tummy tum-tums. This medicine made everybody's tummy, not to quote Dumb and Dumber again, but it made everybody sound like, this time it was Harry Dunn, not Lloyd Christmas. Remember when he gives them the X-Lax and it kicks in?
Yeah.
And he goes, man, the homie's tummy over here, my tummy, the girls across the way, just sound like garbage disposals. I was like, ooh, the medicine is healing us. Serotonin's produced in your gut. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
You learn a lot of stuff. Tummies. Oh, the shaman, when he's pouring the medicine, Sometimes it drips and it's like a syrup. He's wiping the side of the bottle, getting it and going like this. And it reminded me, because this stuff tastes awful. The taste of it alone makes you want to vomit. And they're like, hold it down for 15 minutes at least. Make sure it runs its course. I'll be holding it down. I only purged once the whole weekend. And I actually, after I purged, I wanted to purge way more. And I wasn't trying not to. I even tried to induce it because I felt it coming once. I drank some water because that'll help. I only did one big purge. Some people were purging. That's why I was like, somebody hit the bacon. It's a lot of purging. And it's also funny, like the people, you just, after that, you went to war together. You're all soldiers. You just like, I know, I love you, bro. I saw one love. I get it. And then we're eating the soup, the vegan soup. And it just reminded me of soldiers after war eating because everyone's just quiet, just like this, you know. And I just said like one sentence. I was like, that was crazy. Like whisper it, and the guy's just laughing. He's like, I know. Nobody's talking. Nobody's saying nothing. Oh, when the shaman licked the side of the bottle, and because he's tripped 600 times.
Yeah.
That was my first time. It reminded me, because the taste is awful. It reminded me of when I used to chew on pills, Norcos and OxyContin. That medicine flavor that everyone hates, I then love. I'm like, nom, nom, nom. There's a little cocaine in your tooth hole. And they said nobody has pooped their pants yet. And I said, you wait. You wait. I did not poop my pants. I did fart a demon out. And I smelt them. And I was like, hey, somebody light that Palo Alto over here. Palo Santo. Palo Alto is a city, you fool. Somebody light that Palo Santo. I just farted a demon now. Lucifer stinks. Stanky. So, part of it, so you write down your intentions and what you want out of this experience, and then the shaman will sing it to you later when you're tripping balls. Or this was at the end of the night. This was a recap. So this is a lot to process. And I tripped for 16 hours and astral projected and talked to Christ consciousness or light source or whatever you want to call it. That's what I think it was. Like, there's so much talk about Jesus Christ. It's like, how do you even know that was his name? It was so long ago. But I think it's, I don't know. I don't even know where I heard it. It's just consciousness. It's just light and love. And it's just crazy. And I said, the intention, I was like, I want to help the junkies and weirdos of this world. And this fool's singing it, and he's just laughing. Because he says, and then he's like, or brothers and sisters, which is a simpler way to say what I said. But I like to say the junkies and the weirdos because nobody represents them. And usually they're so neglected and shunned and looked down upon like trash, to where I want to represent them because that's what I was. And nobody tells you can get out. You can get out. I've said it before. If I could do it, you could do it. Our tweaker coworker that was an alcoholic plowing asshole at the Abbey. When he got sober, I was like, oh, shit. I was like, if he could do it, I could do it. That's all it is, baby. Like Pac said, like, I don't think I'll be the change of the world, but I can inspire the next person that could be, But I think he was. I told the story because after the second night, the first night was quiet, but after the second night, there was a lot more talk at the dinner table when all is said and done. And I was telling stories about like when I saw my grandma pass, how me, my cousin, and my auntie and my mama all held her. And And that's when I say I saw someone leave this world. It was my grandmother. And but I was so high on like liquid morphine and Dilaudid and Vicodin and all doped up that I told her when she was leaving, I said, say hi to Grandpa and Tupac. And I didn't even remember that until my cousin told me, like, do you remember what you said? She's like, I do. I was like, what? She's like, you said say hi to Grandpa and Tupac. We all looked at you like, Grandma's dying. I was like, I was on morphine, man. Felt like the thing to do. But I meant it. I fucking love that fool. He saves lives. That fool was a gangster. He's a vessel of truth. That's a lot. Like the shit that came to me, some Pac, some Tupac, and just the message. We're all just vessels of love. Maybe not all, you know. Because there's a lot of not so innocent out there abusing the innocent. And I plan on naming some people and talking some shit, but it just leads to a harder life and people call you crazy, and I don't want to deal with that just yet. I think when I get my money right and my land and my garden and my water, I'll be blasting motherfuckers with my words. And if they come onto my property with other things. And so get your seeds, get your guns. We're gonna Tupac this shit. We're gonna protect good. Cause there's, I don't know. Is it just me? Does it feel like there's evil out there brewing? You feel it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. These elite motherfuckers at the World Economic Forum just laughing in our faces. Motherfucker looks like Lex Luthor. Or looks like Darth Vader. And I'm just like, is anyone checking these fools' power? You know? Who gave them authority over sovereign man? Why are they telling me what to do? Navy SEALs, where you at, man? Go do something. Because I'm a comedian. I'll say it with my words. And I got my one pistol. But I ain't skilled in that set. It feels weird, man. You just feel it. I feel some shit coming. Anyway, stay in the light. We need not go dark. Just wake up, people. Pay attention. If you don't trust it in your gut, your heart, your mind, your body, and soul, maybe you shouldn't fucking trust it, is all I will say about that. I don't want to sound too conspiracy theory, but some of these fools, you know. I'll say one more thing. Epstein sold children to no one, you know. We saw the list. None of them have paid for what they have done. There's no justice yet for what those monsters are out there doing. And why all these actors got pictures of pedophilia on their wall and then deleting it off their Instagram. You seen that shit?
Mm-mm.
I mean, it's all out there. You could Google it. I talk so much shit. Jay-Z, fuck you. Jamie Lee Curtis. She had artwork of a child in a bucket in bondage and posted it. And then all of a sudden that video deletes after people pay attention. Hey, what's that about? Balenciaga. The pedophilia papers. And then people talk shit. They delete it. This shit's on purpose. They're laughing in our faces. There's evil out there. I don't know. These are the messages I was told. Oh no, I'm going to cry. Because with the shit when I was connected to God or light or consciousness or whatever you will call it, I just thanked and forgave my mother and father for my childhood trauma. And I thank my mother because you feel it. You're like, it's just love and it's light. And you never were so happy. Like this is going to be tears of joy because I've never felt any healing like this. And you're just astral projecting into another galaxy, essentially. It's unfathomable. Words can't even describe what I'm trying to tell you, you know. And I was just like, oh, you made an angel, mommy. And that's what I'm here for, is to save people. Whether it be through a silly fart joke or through some profound shit I may drop from time to time, it's to pull people out of darkness into the light. And you feel it. And you just think, instead of being mad at your mom, because they just do the best they can with what they got, because they're fucking traumatized too. It's just this ongoing cycle of trauma. Just so much. And nobody knows they could stop it. They can heal it. You know, we're all just drinking and popping pills or eating. Or I've said it before. Salt, pussy, pork. What are we doing? You're doing something. You're running from it. You got to face it. You got to. I just kept envisioning Pac, like taking them bullets for us, dying as an angel. And just be like, I'm going to Tupac this shit once I get my shit right, you know? And my mommy gave me the heart. The pure heart. Because that's what you realize. You're like, oh, you are good. You aren't a piece of shit. You aren't what you were conditioned to be by our society and a predictive programming or whatever. You know, I'm not blaming anybody. I forgive all. I forgive my mother and father. They did the best they could with what they had, and they're traumatized. I'm like, what the fuck was done to you to make you that crazy? You know what I mean? What was done to your father that made him that crazy? Somebody tortured somebody somewhere along the line, and it's just passed down. And they're now doing studies in our DNA as science is catching up to all this hippie stuff. All this hippie stuff that everyone's talking about. Thoughts are become reality, and quantum entanglement. And like physicists are now putting sensors on people's head, and they're like, oh, thoughts are a real thing that go out into the cosmos. It's not hippie anymore. And there's real science backing up all this stuff taught to us by ancient healers and the native people. Like, they knew what's up. We have lost our way as humanity. Everything is poisoned. Like, I just shared something today. There was illegal amounts of chemicals found in Simply Orange that is 100% natural and organic. Who put the chemicals in the food chain? There's evil out there. And why does it happen so frequently? Why is it in almost everything? Why is there yoga mat chemical in fast food bread? Because it lasts longer. You're killing the people. Why do 1 in 2 people have cancer? Why is holistic medicine illegal for doctors to recommend? Why is plant-based medicine? Why do healer after healer and messenger after messenger die so young? All these people would preach love. Watch the U.S. versus John Lennon. It's all in there. I know it's just one story, but it's the same pattern over and over. The United States government investigated that fool and said he represented peace and love, therefore he is an enemy of the United States. That's no conspiracy theory. That was their dossier that they released to the public because of the Freedom of Information Act. You call us crazy? We're not crazy. They're crazy. Wake up. Like, how do you not see this systemic abuse? Just anytime anything's good. Why you gotta leave the country to get natural medicine? Why are they raiding natural healers? Why are they investigating Dr. Sebi and take him to court for curing people of AIDS? Look that up. Why? For the almighty dollar and control, and to keep you dumb and asleep. Because if you wake up, they can't control you. You go, oh, this is bullshit. Fuck you. You know? But that's what these messages I received when in space talking to consciousness. I was like, oh, my mommy gave me the pure heart, the good, and my daddy gave me the fight, the tenacity, the ferocity, to be like, fuck you, the Tupac, you know? Don't tread on my sovereign soil. Don't tread on my mind, body, soul. You see it, man. They just keep coming. I don't want to say this shit. I want to tell jokes. You just feel it. They just keep coming. And they will never stop unless we stop them. And it's so easy. It's just like, if we just wake up, you can stop them with love and peace. You ain't even got to you don't got to pull your pistol, but sometimes you do. Because they won't quit. These devils just keep coming. I don't understand it. I never did. I've been somewhat awake for some time, but after this shit, you just like see the bullshit. They just funded a study making plastic into protein. These aren't jokes. That's not satire. $7.2 million grant was given to some scientists at Michigan. Hey, scientists, if you're making plastic into protein, kill yourself. Put a gun in your mouth and kill yourself. What are you doing? This vegetable protein made with sun and soil and organic. We don't need your poison. Eating plastic, go fuck yourself. Fucking monsters, dog. I guess I did say some shit, huh? I was like, don't go there, Craig. It's too crazy. The people aren't ready. You see it. You feel it. You feel it? I already asked that.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. They raided Amish farmers. Miller's Farm. The FBI raided an Amish farmer giving organic food to people because he sold raw milk. Won't you raid Coca-Cola for putting aspartame, which is a synthetic sugar taken from rat feces, I believe, or rat poisoning. Something horrid. You don't raid them, you know. You don't raid Simply Orange for putting chemicals. You don't raid McDonald's for poisoning the people. But you raid the Amish farmer. All right, maybe I'll pull a fart joke down. Too serious. The shaman telling crazy stories when we're eating the soup on the second night, and everyone's just a little bit more looser than the first night. And he said one time there was this guy that took a poop in the bathroom, but he called for one of them and said he needed help wiping his butt. And the guy was like, no. And I made the joke like, yeah, you're a shaman, not a hospice, you know. It's like, you ain't 90 and shit the bed. I ain't wiping your butt, homie. Oh, it's just so much to process. Like after day one, they say shower between these 2 hours, but I couldn't even shower. And then the second night, I took my socks off because it started to get hot and my feet stunk. And I was like, oh, I should have showered. Sorry if I pull anyone out of your astral projection because of my stinky toes. Yeah. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. How long we at, cowboy?
What, an hour and 6 minutes?
Oh, wow. Felt like 15 minutes. Yeah, I just can't explain what that, when I was connected to source, or consciousness, light, Christ consciousness, whatever you call it. Did I say about the people who passed in ER and what they say when they come back?
Mm-mm.
I didn't talk about that. So many moons ago, and you can see it, it's all on YouTube, this ER doctor, he's very eloquent with his words, and I'm not going to do him justice, but he saves lives, literally. He's in the ER, and he brings people back to life. Clear. And he said on one particular evening, he brought 3 souls back to life. And he said they couldn't have been of different backgrounds. It was like a suit, you know, a corporate suit, a homeless guy, and a gangbanger. A drug overdose, shots, and a heart attack, I believe. I forgot. I watched it moons ago. But just I remember being the people of all walks of life, and that's important because nobody had anything in common. And he brought these 3 souls back to life in one evening, and they all said the same thing. They said, why did you bring me back? And once visiting this world of light, source, love, and healing, and consciousness, it was just like, I get it, you know. I was like, oh, why'd you come back? Like, you're just at peace. You're like, oh, I could die now. You're not your money. You're not your house. You're not your home. You're not your job. We're all just one love, one consciousness, experiencing this treat of earth subjectively, you know, having our own experience. But we're all connected to source, whatever you want to call it. And if you're not into this stuff, that's okay. You're not ready for it. I get it. I wasn't ready till right now. And I kind of believed it, you know, because I love, they all say it, all the messengers, Bob Marley, John Lennon, one love, one, you know, one heart. Bill Hicks, he talked about it. George Carlin, these are the awake souls. Even Cat Williams, will say some profound shit. You know, they didn't take him out because he's too crazy. You know, they only take out the people that really affect all the souls. But Cat smoked a little speed and went to jail, so they're like, oh yeah, they ain't nobody gonna believe you, homie. They probably won't take me out because I'm not that big yet, and I'm not affecting enough souls. But it's kind of weird pattern. You see all the sources of light being taken out early, and that's what it is. It's just consciousness. It was crazy. Or love. I don't know. It's words can't describe it once you experience it. It's unreal. And here's some of the other notes. I took some of the more profound stuff. The second night was when I was connected to the happy stuff. The first night was crazy and dark, and I was trying to control it too, and was scared and was running. The second night, I said, let go, let God, let's go, baby. But I said, be kind, you know, because you could tell her what to do. And I just said, evil can't win because light is everywhere, you know. The devil can't win, God is everywhere, whatever interpretation you would like. And then I just said something like, we're all angels in this room, because if you're in this room, you're here to heal and help people. And you can feel it. You can feel it. I know it sounds hippie, but those of you that have experienced it, like anyone who has done this, they'll come up to you. Like I got like one DM. They're like, I know. You know, one lady just wrote, I've done it. I know. Like if you do it, you'll then be like, you just, oh shit, I named her. Oh, whatever. We'll bleep it. When my friend told me to do this, she said, hey, she grabbed me like, just do it. Just do it. Trust me. You'll heal. And then thank God I did. And now I want to just grab her and be like, I know, you know, I know. I know. You go places in your subconscious and experience things that have happened to you that you may not necessarily even remember that happened. You're like, oh, that's why I'm like this, you know?
Did you have that, or did you like...
I didn't go to too many dark places. I wasn't prepared yet. I went to light and love and healing and forgave my parents and said, you write down your intention. I was like, I want to help people heal with my humor, which I've already have been doing, but to level up and continue to do so. And just pull people out of darkness. Because once you're down there, you don't know you could get out. And this one was funny. I go, Jesus Christ, you got a sister. I'm looking for love now. I'm ready. You just ready. I said, watch out for these hoes, Grace. And just stuff you write down, this, like, although it doesn't seem like it and seem true because our news and the propaganda just shove down our throat on a constant basis, there's more good in the world than there is bad. They just only shove the bad in your face to encourage more bad because there's monsters running the show. Why the Pope wear little pedophile symbols on his collar? You know what I mean? Google that image. The little blue swirly. They're shoving it right in our faces. But I also believe in God in some churches too, you know what I mean? Like, it's not everywhere. That sounds crazy. I saw you look it up. Google it. This fool's giving a sermon. He's got the symbols on his little collar. It's like, why you choose that symbol, bro? Happenstance? Coinky dink? Because you're wearing the pedophilia symbol and the church is built on the top of children's bones, literally. That's not even a theory anymore. All those bodies in Canada, they found bodies in the Vatican to watch the movie Spotlight, you know? They get away with it because they got money. They just pay people off. The priests don't even go to prison. They get transferred to continue the abuse. Isn't that crazy? Anyways, that's too dark. But it's because there's evil out there. I wrote these notes, you know. I just wrote, just focus on there's more good in the world than bad, and that is true. And the good's worth fighting for, and that's what I'm here for. To fight with love, if that makes any sense. And if that don't work, get a shotgun. defend truth. And I just wrote stuff like this, like, what are you in this world for? Like, are you creator? Are you destroyer? Are you building? Are you doing good? Are you doing bad? You know, you loving or you hating? And we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all fuck up. But you know if you're tinkering towards more bad, if your little pot of soup is getting more sour than salty, you know who you are. You psychopaths, repeating and abusing. I just won't stand for any of that anymore. I'm done being friends with those people. I'm done. I'm calling them out on their behavior. If it happens to me in the moment, maybe not publicly. It's hard to call people out when you ain't rich yet. And you don't have your little land and your little property, and you're still living. I'm rising up, but we're not to where we need to go, where I truly can pop off. Once I could grow my own food and have my own water source, I'll be talking some shit. Some real shit, even though I said quite a bit here. I wrote down, it was just like eternal light. I was in therapy for 8 years and another year with Sadie. So like 9 years in the program. This was like 10 years of therapy in one night, you know? And this shaman healer, you get on this healing pad, and my interpretation to what he does, is the equivalent of like, it was insane. The guy was just drawing venom, just spiritual venom and dark matter out of souls. If you believe in that. I felt it. Anyone who's done this stuff knows that what I'm speaking is truth. I know I'll get dismissed and written off at a loon by a lot, but those who have been there know that I am speaking truth. And he just pulls this stuff out of you. That's the equivalent of like a deep tissue, but massage, but physically and spiritually, like on two different planes. Like you just feel this poison. He's pulling these trauma out of these people. These poor souls have had unspeakable things done to them. I can't even say it, you know. You're just like, oh man. And this guy's just healing them. This angel, this saint. He's just quiet, doesn't say much. You know, he heals you. And
What does it look like when he heals you? I mean, you're probably not conscious of
you're
it.
laid on his healing pad, and he puts these tuning forks and bowls on your tummy.
Okay.
He also pulls stuff out of you. He did stuff to my tummy that I like, he went in there and he went like this. It's all energetic too.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
he has these cement fingers that are deep tissue massage and like have God in them. Like I cannot explain it. It's unfathomable, the healing this man did to me and many others in that room. And then I just remembered, like, he just heals you. He pulls this stuff out of you. He grabbed my heart, and he just, like, this stuff. And you feel it. You know, like the masseuse finds a knot and
Yeah.
pops it. It's like that, but it's different. It's like venom. I call them demons, because that's just what I call them. Like poison, venom. I don't know. I can't. There's no words that can describe what I'm trying to describe. You just have to experience it. And he pulls it out of you, and then I was just like, thank you. And then it was done, you know. And then I wasn't leaving. He's like, off you go. And then I just crawl back to my little cocoon, my little backjack, my little ghetto bootleg backjack, my 2 pillows and a lawn chair on a yoga mat. I made it work the second night, because the first night I was just laying flat, like a little cocoon. And the second night, it's better to sit up. And he just pulls it out, bro. Dark matter. Just purging, man. Just purging. Yeah, that's it, really. That's my ayahuasca tale.
Can you, like, quantify how you feel now?
lighter.
So lighter. Okay.
Lighter. A burden has been lifted. Just light. Just smiling more, but true smiles,
Yeah.
not fake.
That makes sense. I can.
People are
process
drawn to you more.
that. Yeah.
I was just walking around. Got a lot more smiles, you know. Just happier. Genuine happiness, not no facade, not no THC, not no CBD, not no microdosing, just genuine.
So how do you feel any different with your relationship to those things?
Possibly could have a healthy relationship with THC, but still, of course, scared of it because of my addictive personality.
Right.
Definitely will be back for more healing.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I would like to heal a lot more.
because you said there was you weren't ready for certain things.
Yeah, there's certain darkness it's hard to face, you know?
Yeah.
It's scary. You just gotta, for lack of better words, you gotta be a warrior and go to battle with these things. It ain't for the weak, it ain't for the timid. Hold on, be strong, fight. Fight this shit, you know? You see it out there. Or you're asleep and you don't, and that's fine. Like, I used to get so mad and be like, why aren't more people awake? And then I don't even know where I saw it. TikTok's gonna save the world. And maybe not. But just somebody like the butterfly doesn't look at the moth and judge it. It's just we are on our different paths and process. And some of us will evolve and change and some of us won't, and that's fine. There's no need to have attachment on crabs going down, because then you'll go down. You just fly high and soar, and people will want to either do that. But it's also weird because some people can't understand it and they want to tear you down, you know? I mean, why'd they kill Jesus? If it was healing. Pontius Pilate took him out. They're like, hey, man, cool it. You're making people real happy, you know? And I just write, God don't love ugly. That's not mine, but I remember that's been said a million times by Tupac and probably Maya Angelou or whoever wrote it. But it's true. It's like they don't, light, source, consciousness, God, whatever you would like to call it. Big gig in the sky, as the great Pink Floyd band called it. They don't like ugly. It's okay to be human and be angry and fuck up and get in fights and make mistake, but it's when it's malicious, malignant, nefarious, you know, when it's on purpose, it's intentional, it's psychopathic. That's ugly. Everybody's been mad and done some shit they regretted. That's not what we're talking about here. That's just being human. It's the repeated patterns of psychopathic behavior. That's what I get out of that. And I see out there in this world. And in my comedy community, you know, you see it. And you're like, I see what you are now, you evil. Yeah. There's a lot more angels on this planet than we ever could imagine. Kevin Gates, you're an angel. Tupac, you're an angel. Anybody spreading the message of truth, love, and joy is an angel. You know, you don't have to have wings and fly to heaven and be like Michael in the movie with John Travolta. It's metaphor. And it's truth. And you know, some of y'all may check out on this, be like, oh, Craig did too much. Did I? Wait till you try it, if you're brave enough. They got it in Peru. They got it in Costa Rica. They got it in Mexico. They got it a lot of places. There's a lot of plant medicine that can connect you to things you never could even fathom. And until you experience it, it's too hard to explain. And this is my tale. And I hope I did it justice. Because that was unbelievable. Yeah, I think that's it. Namaste, motherfuckers. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in and liking my stuff and liking my jokes and my farts. And it's time just to keep spreading light and joy. Because there's more of that out there than you ever would imagine. Just turn off the news. I saw a friend write, like, fuck Fox News. I was like, true. But fuck CNN, fuck MSNBC, fuck all of them. It is all hot garbage. Now stop listening to that bullshit propaganda and go in nature and smile. Because we're all brothers and sisters here. It's just one love. That's it, you know? People out here, like, well, why are we at war? How are we not evolved past that? Get your electric car. Have you seen the lithium mines with child slaves in it? Wake up. How many free energy inventors are they going to kill? There's a long list of them if you do a minor bit of Googling. Oh, it's all coincidence, you know? Anyways, that is my message. Just smile. Just smile, baby. Laugh. Laugh at the bullshit. Keep your sense of humor. And don't let that darkness take you. Because I see it. We see it, you know? And just take that shit. That's why I was like in the thick of it. Like just being like Tupac. You know? I love that song, Smile, Tupac and Scarface. The intro of that song, I can't do it justice, but just listen to that damn song. We'll provide a link. It's on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. It's called Smile, and I listen to it very often. And I've always smiled, though. I always won best smile in the little books, the yearbooks, little books. I was voted best smile in the you know, the class clown or whatever. Look at these pearly whites. It's just, and then oh, that's another fun thing. When I was in it, just smiling, the homie next to me over there is purging, you know, and he was in the thick of it, healing, fighting some demons, purging. And he just said he looked over at me, and I just had this shit-eating grin on my face. And he said it reminded him, like, oh yeah, just smile, baby. And no to narcotics, and go drink some plant medicine. Because that was the wildest experience. I can't wait to go back and do it with my sister and be like, watch this, homie. You ready to heal? Whew. Oh, there was a lot of that, too. You heard a lot of that. Just people going, whew. Whew. A lot of deep breaths, like, huh, humana. Whew. Just light. I feel light. I just feel more authentic, more genuine, more true, more able to decipher bullshit. You know? You're like, oh, I still want a cheeseburger, just maybe with no yoga mat chemical. We'll go to In-N-Out and not McDonald's. Even though dirty, rotten devil McDonald, though, you still taste good. Fuckers. Yoga mat and the bread. Their meat was, Bobby Oliver, that famous chef, did a little thing on them. The meat had to be washed with some sort of chemical because it was unfit for human consumption. They supposedly changed that. Now, with all that being said, do I still want to eat McDonald's? Yes. Because have you tasted that dirty, rotten double cheeseburger? The devil is strong. I love you all. Namaste, motherfuckers. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. And God bless plant medicine and each and every one of you out there fighting the good fight. Thwart not off these bastards. And yeah, that is all. Get some seeds. Get some guns. And I'll be seeing you in this life or the next. Peace out, homies.